Now in gas welding we'll be using two gas, oxygen and acetylene gas, to perform the welding. So the other name for this is also oxyacetylene welding. Now this is a fusion melt. Now the two items A and B, now they are not joined together by melting both of them. They are joined together by melting a third metal, a filler, which is called a filler rod. So the two material are kept together, and the third filler material is melted to form a permanent joint. The two metal will be kept next to each other, and the filler rod will be passed between the two metal. So as it is passed, it will melt and form a weld between the two surface. See, this is metal A, this is metal B. They will be kept at a small distance between each other. The filler rod will be passed between the two, so and it will be burned by the oxyacetylene flame. So as it is passed, it will melt and form a weld between the two metal, forming a welded joint. So it relies on the combustion of fuel gases like oxygen and acetylene to heat metal at welding point. So the source of energy, how the metal is welded, by the chemical reaction between the acetylene and oxygen. This is the chemical reaction. So acetylene plus oxygen will give water component plus carbon dioxide plus heat. So it is also referred to as oxyacetylene welding. Now its main application is to weld steel of thickness 0.1 to 2 mm. So if the thickness to be welded is small, we will use gas welding method. This is widely used in welding tubes and pipe. We can also weld copper, because copper is a very good conductor of electricity. So copper can also be welded using gas welding. Now if we are not using filler rod, so the flame which is produced, that can also be used to cut the metal. So these are the two gas cylinder. So by changing the torch which will be used to produce the flame, we can also use it to cut the metal. So these are the two gas cylinder. One is for oxygen, one is for acetylene. Okay, here you can see two cylinder. One is oxygen cylinder, the other one is acetylene gas. There are two regulator to control the flow. One regulator is here, one regulator is here in both the cylinder. Now these two will be joined in this torch. So the flame will be produced in this torch. So the component are oxygen and fuel cylinder, two-stage regulator, one regulator here, one regulator here. This is how a regulator look like to control the pressure. The pipe will be of separate color to identify. Green pipe will be of oxygen and red pipe will be of acetylene. So we'll use two different pipes so as we should know which gas come from which cylinder. And the valves are there to check the pressure. Here the valves are there, you can see these are the valves to check the pressure, and the welding torch which will produce the flame. So this is how a welding torch look like. The two pipes are attached to the torch and the flame is produced. So you can see these two cylinder pipes going from both of them to the welding torch, and at welding torch also there is a valve to control both the flow. So whichever gas we want more, we can open that valve, and whichever we want less, we can close that valve. And this is the welding torch. From the tip the flame will be produced. So using this we can control the flow of gas, and also we can maintain a constant ratio. Now we need a mini light or torch to ignite the flame. So this is how gas welding is done. Now what are the safety precautions? The oxygen and the gas cylinder should be kept away from the oil and grease, because if they come in contact with oil and grease, there can be some chemical reaction. Now once you have done the welding, so never hang the hot torch because the torch is hot due to the flame. So never hang the hot torch, as if it touch anywhere, it can burn the object. And always open the cylinder valve slowly, because if you open it very fast, the fire will ignite in a non-combustible manner. It cannot be controlled. So always open it slowly. Now do not use unnecessary long hose. Use the pipe as much as it is necessary. If we use long pipe, there are chances that we getting entangled in the pipe and falling. Make sure that the hoses are not tangled, so the pipe should be free. And always before starting, clean the hoses. And to ignite the flame, use spark igniter or a lighter, okay, instead of matches to burn gas mixture. Now how to hold the tool? Hold the torch with its nozzle inclined to the welding sheet. The nozzle should be pointed to the welding sheet at an angle of 70 degree. See, this is how. This should be kept away. The pipe coming from here, pipe should not be entangled anywhere. Then hold the welding torch, and this should be toward the welding surface. Okay, and here you need to wear goggle. Okay, so goggle and overall is must in this. Goggle, overall and safety shoes. Now first, how will we start? First, we will use the spark igniter to ignite the flame. Once the flame has started, then we will slowly control the flow of the gases as required. Okay, open cylinder valve very slowly to keep certain high pressure from exploding. First, we will open acetylene first, and then adjust oxygen to a neutral flame. So when we are finished, we will close both the valve and properly keep the equipment. And always there should be a fire extinguisher nearby, because even in case of fire, you may need the fire extinguisher. So these are the different types of air. If it is only acetylene, it is a yellow flame. See, so flames are formed when acetylene gas react with oxygen. Okay, so this reaction create a lot of heat and light, which is seen as a flame. This flame can create a temperature up to 3200 degrees Celsius. Now there are different types of flame. First is neutral flame, where the amount of oxygen and acetylene are in equal proportion. Second is carburizing flame. Now if the amount of acetylene is more, then it is a carburizing flame, and if the amount of oxygen is more, then it is a oxidizing flame. See how it is, how it looks. So if it is neutral flame, it is like this: purple, then blue, yellow in the middle, then carburizing flame like this, and oxidizing flame like this. This is how the different flame look like. Okay, and if it is only acetylene burning, like this, yellow. So what is neutral flame? When amount of oxygen and acetylene are equal. So it has a sharp inner white cone. So inside it is white and light blue outer envelope. Okay, so inner cone is white and outer envelope is light blue. So here you can see inside it is white and outer envelope is light blue. So it is frequently used in welding and it does not make any hissing noise. Now to form a neutral flame, first we will open the acetylene valve until the flame has a yellow. Then we will reduce the acetylene flow until there is a sharp white inner cone. So this is how we will obtain a neutral flame. Now carburizing flame, where the amount of acetylene is more, when there is excess amount of acetylene gas in the flame that is not completely burned by the oxygen. So the amount of acetylene is more, which is burned by the oxygen. So the excess acetylene, it forms a carburizing flame. It has a cool flame temperature. It is mainly used in welding cast iron for adding carbon. Now the carburizing flame has a yellow envelope and inside a blue cone and a feathery white inner cone. So inside it is white. After that there is blue, then there is a yellow envelope. So this is how a carburizing flame. So how to get a carburizing flame? Open the acetylene valve till the flame turn yellow, then reduce the acetylene flow till there is a rag end to the outer envelope and a blue and white inner cone. So till we get both the cone with the yellow, till then we will close the acetylene valve. So in acid carburizing flame, amount of acetylene is more. See, inside there will be white, middle there will be yellow, and outer will be blue. Now oxidizing flame where the amount of oxygen is more than acetylene. This is a hot flame. Now it is used to reduce carbon. If acetylene is more, we will get more carbon. If acetylene is less, we will get less carbon. It has a sharp blue inner cone. So inside it is blue. In both the flame it was white. Here it is inside blue, surrounded by a reddish blue envelope, and outside it is bluish. The oxidizing flame also make a hissing sound, and there is also a hissing sound in this flame. Now how to get oxidizing flame? Reduce the acetylene flow or increase the oxygen until you hear a hissing noise from the flame and small triangular blue cone appear in the flame. Okay. So